What's up, Aries? And thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right, guys, so let's jump right into this. This is going to be your March monthly read. So this is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So let's see what's up, y'all. Now, for anyone that does have Instagram, you guys can find me, High Vibrations 44, if you want to see the daily energies that I post every day on my story. And then I also let you guys know the order of everything so that you know exactly when your signs are going to be coming out, okay? All right, Aries. So, Aries, March 2019. What's going to go down? So, Aries is actually in my Venus placement. So, that was super interesting when I looked into it. I love like an Aries. Good shit. All right, so let's see what's up. Let's see what's going to pop out. For those of you that only watch your sun signs, I just felt compelled to say this, but if you only watch your sun sign, which is, under the day that you were born, you might want to check out your rising too. I hear from a lot of people that sometimes our rising signs, they resonate even more than sun signs. So always pay attention to that, okay? All right, guys, so we have past, present, future. Okay. All right, guys. So the energy that we have here is the Nine of Cups in reverse. So something that's going to possibly make you feel disappointed or just unhappy, but you're just not trying to be part of, an issue. For some of you, this could be in regards to a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini that you know of. For others of you, this could just be kind of the energy that you have towards the situation where it's like, I'm dissatisfied with this, so it's time to cut it out and stand within my power, okay? So let's see what's up. Now, the first card that we have for the past is the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So there could be something that on a family scale, maybe it makes you unhappy, something that makes you unhappy within your household, or something that you're just dissatisfied with altogether, but, in a very big way. Now, you have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and the Three of Pentacles. So there is something here that you're trying to work on, that you're trying to build, that you're trying to manifest, that you're trying to get through. And there's a sense of you or someone around you just feeling very fed up here. Or maybe you're trying to build in a certain way, but finances aren't where you need them to be. So you could be unhappy about that. So it's like you're looking for ways to expand. You're looking for things that you can create in your life so that you lessen the burden that you feel. Okay. Now, we do have the Six of Pentacles as your next card for the past. So, a situation where you're going to have to find balance. Something that's going to have an equal give and take here. We have the Four of Swords in the reverse. And the Four of Cups in the reverse. All right, so you're able to move past this. Something's accepted, or something that you present to someone is accepted, and you're able to move past anything that may have made you feel stuck, or anything that you were just trying to mentally work through, and you're really within your power here. So a temporary moment of struggle, and in some way, shape, or form, and then you guys really just standing in your power, okay? Taking back your power, taking back control, realizing that there's something in your life in the past that was kind of like a lost cause, a path that you weren't meant to be on. We have the King of Pentacles in the reverse and the Nine of Wands in the reverse. All right, so this is going to be one of two things, guys. So for some of you, whether it's a job, lover, whatever, there's something that you're involved with that is just like, you know what? I'm not genuinely invested, or I know someone's not genuinely invested, so let me just, drop that and move away from it. For others of you, there is something where maybe you're overspending, or, you weren't making as much money as you wanted. So you move away from that because there's something that you're trying to work on. Okay, you have clarity that there's something that you just really need to protect yourself from and guard yourself from in your life. Now let's move to the present moment. So the first card here, we have the Fool card in the reverse. So again, there's something in your life that you feel is a mistake, something that you feel you're not going to get great results if you continue on this path. A new start that could be possible, but that You know, you could be hesitant towards it. And as I say hesitant, you know, the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse pops up. So it's not that this person isn't in motion. This person is just kind of thinking about the best way to move forward, the best way to proceed in a situation, or just not going towards it at all because you feel like it's a mistake. Okay, so there's a sense of you having to work through this. I don't feel like for a lot of you it's something that can just be dropped. I feel like it's something, at least on an emotional and spiritual level, you don't want to go towards it, but you still have to kind of deal with it in some way, shape, or form. Okay, but things aren't going in the way that you wanted them to. Okay, or maybe things just happen very unexpectedly where you feel a bit unstable. Okay, or you feel like you're going through some sort of uncomfortable transition. Okay, but you have clarity. All right, in regards to anything that may have been holding you back in a mental sense, any you know, maybe you weren't seeing the full picture for what it was, but you guys have clarity here. You guys have the sense of, you know, I see this for what it is. I'm not stuck anymore. I see the truth. And that's the center of this reading. So that really, you know, that's what's going to tie into everything. Really just seeing the truth in something and having to move past a certain mindset or a certain, you know, maybe even lifestyle for some of you. A lot of cards fell. I'm going to acknowledge them, but then I'm going to put them back in the deck. So there, for some of you, something unconventional that may have been blocking things for you, blessings for you, just, you know, maybe it was a blockage in your life. And there's something that you were able to do to release this. Okay. For others of you, maybe it's trying to manifest something that's going to be a bit unconventional for you. And maybe you feel that it can bring opportunity into your life and that it can take burden away, but maybe it's not an approach that many people would quickly jump to. Okay, why is this Eight of Swords in the reverse here? We have the Four of Swords in the reverse. I mean, Four of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the Queen of Cups. So for some of you, this is going to be with the water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Okay, for others of you, there's something that you know you have to guard yourself from. Okay, in order to be in a good place, in order to make sure your money's right, in order to make sure the family's good, in order to make sure, you know, the vibes are just, you know, chill and you're getting the most out of a situation, whether it be monetarily or just, you know, with emotions or vibes that you feel towards it. Okay, but again, there's still something around you that you're uneasy with. So I think it's just a challenge between knowing what it is that you want and getting there, and, you know, seeing that there's certain things that you have to drop and figuring out a way to drop it. Okay, now with the Page of Swords in the reverse, there could be someone that you're having a very direct conversation with, but when I say direct, it's going to be kind of harsh. So it's like two people being honest with one another, but you're not saying it in the best way possible. It could be said, you know, in an unnecessarily cruel way because maybe someone's not getting their way with something. Okay, so it's like there's certain things that you guys are trying to express that your soul is uncomfortable with, and there can definitely be that sense of uneasiness with how you have to speak to a person just because you're so uncomfortable in a situation. All right, so you're really just hoping that you can stand your ground through this adversity and move away and possibly just have a new start elsewhere. Maybe in your heart and in your soul, you know you want to move away from something so that you can have a new start. Okay. Now, the first card that you guys have for the future, Chariot in the reverse. So still, guys, there's something in your life that you have to figure out a way, you know, if you know you want it out, you have to figure out a way to do that before you start kind of losing yourself. Okay, because there's something here that you don't have control over. That's going to kind of spiral out of control, but that you still deal with that World card in the reverse. And we have the King of Wands in the reverse. Honestly, for some of you, maybe if this is a love situation, again, it could be your energy, it could be the person that you're dealing with. Honestly, maybe some of you are with the wrong person. Okay, it could be just straight out be that, where your heart could be in a different place, but you're still involved in something that you don't feel you have control of. Okay, so maybe it's a divorce that's not finalized. Maybe it's a situation that's hard to get out of because of certain scenarios around it, okay? But it's definitely going to cause a sense of tension or arguing with you and another person. Maybe a fallout altogether. We have the Four of Wands in the reverse. And the King of Swords in the reverse. So whatever you feel is unstable for you, where there's arguing, where there's, just tough communication, I see you guys really backing away from that, especially if there's heartbreak here, especially, if you're going to break someone else's heart or just disappoint someone in some way, shape, or form. For some of you, you're having to remove yourself from something where someone can be super abusive, mentally, physically, emotionally, verbally, someone who's narcissistic, someone who just doesn't care about anything that doesn't benefit them, okay? Or this could be you taking on this energy and saying, this is way too unstable, this is too much shit, so I'm gonna think about myself now and I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm out. So it's all in how, that's going to surface for you. So it's going to vary from person to person. But last card you guys have is the Eight of Wands. So this could be communication in a situation. It could be the effort that you put into something, but it's usually reciprocated effort. So that constant back and forth with something. We have the Moon card in the reverse. And the Knight of Cups. For some of you, you're just straight up, honest that there's something in your life that's a bad idea that you're trying to find balance with. But the main part about this is communicating that, what you guys do. I feel like you guys get to a point where you are an open book. With the Moon card in the reverse, that's awakenings. That's, not so much secrets that came out at this point. It's like you already know what the secrets or whatever this information was, and it's been processed, so you've moved past the hard part. But there's really a sense of you guys processing something this whole time, processing that you don't want it or that it's not good for you. And now you finally get to a place where you have to articulate that. For some of you, you could be articulating it to a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. For others of you, this is you just putting yourself in a place where you're powerful and you accept your emotions, you accept the way that you feel and why you feel this way, and you don't feel bad for it. It's like, okay, look, I'm ready to have a real conversation, and I want to be good emotionally, and I want to be true to myself and powerful for myself. So look, this is what it is. Take it or leave it. Okay, so let me pull you guys some cards of advice. I'm going to pull you an oracle card as well. Let's get 3 cards of advice in regards to all of this. But yeah, I see someone in a situation that's really just trying to escape a situation and they don't know how. That's what I see. And by the end of it, it's like they come to terms with how. Alright, yeah. All right, so for some of you guys, this could have something to do with a third party situation, but with the Three of Cups in the reverse, I also see this as when we remove ourselves from certain social groups or certain people, certain environments, things like that. It could even be, just not wanting to go out as much, kind of being in a place where you want to be to yourself. But there's something that I feel is falling out, or something that, how do I want to say this so that I don't confuse anyone? Something that you fall away from where there's really a strong sense of a come up that happens. Okay, so where money could come in once you drop it, especially if it's a karmic situation here with the Justice card. For some of you, maybe there's a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn heavily involved in this. Okay, maybe there's a third party situation with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but I see conflict that you need to go through so that you can take your life back, so that you can take charge of something again. Okay, the worst that could have happened in a situation at this point, I feel, has already happened. Okay, so let me just pull some clarifiers here. We have the Devil card in the reverse. Three of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, with the Three of Cups in the reverse, I'm really going to see it as like a fallout, something that you're just not part of anymore. That King of Pentacles is up there at the top too. So for some of you, it could be because of a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or involving a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or you just being in a place where you're financially becoming very strong. Okay, but because you choose to remove yourself from something that is toxic, or maybe a third party situation that's toxic, you take off. It's just having to deal with the initial discomfort of, what you're going to have to face when you say you want to move past something, or when someone says that they want to move past something that, could involve you. So let me just see what Oracle card pops out. This is Oracle Visions by Cyril Marchetti. Or Marchetti, I think. Yes, it's Marchetti, not Marchetti. What guidance card is going to come out for you guys? We're going to do one more shuffle. If something doesn't fly out, I'll just pick a card. All right. All right, so for anyone into numerology, number 10. What's very interesting, guys, is numerology. Speaking of numerology, 10 is a number for completion, a cycle that is done, that is ending. So a lot of you are going into a new phase. It's right there. It's right there. You just have to speak up, okay? And speak up before things get too burdening and you fall too deeply into something that you don't want to be in, all right? So let's talk about this. If I find the book. All right, here we go. Knowledge, research, knowing the facts, being prepared, forewarned. So again, the whole reading, it's you guys, all right, how do I do this? Let me think about it. What's the best way to get out of this, or what's the best way to move past this? Okay. Part of the process of assessing a situation is the use of intuition and psychic gifts, but some circumstances may merit a more analytical approach. Being better informed and armed with a greater understanding of the facts and background to any situation might provide a stronger basis from which to make better decisions. It appears that the character in the scene has dedicated the necessary due diligence and is armed with a substantial amount of information. But therein is a question of how much may be too much. One can become overwhelmed and tied down in the detail, suffocated by the volume or unnecessary diversions at the risk of overanalyzing or not seeing the forest through the trees. Now, what really calls out to me, guys, is being better informed and armed with a greater understanding and facts and background to any situation might provide a stronger basis. That really stands out to me, and this is something that I learned in, I think it was like AP English in high school, but it always stuck with me. People will get so they can become so opinionated about something, and don't get me wrong, they could have a really strong argument and they can really convince you on why their way is the best way, even if you know it might not be the best for you. But I think that if you can only defend your position in something, then it's a weak argument. Okay, so I like this coming out for guidance, because with whatever it is that you guys are trying to escape from, or whatever it is that you're trying to change in life, you can't just give your facts on it and say, okay, well, I feel this way and I want to do this and blah, blah, so that's why I'm taking this direction. No, you have to look at the other side. A strong argument is one where you can argue the other person's side. It's like, look, I saw your opinion on this. I saw that it would be great if someone did this in this way and if they combine these things together. And you're right for that. I totally see that. But then this is why I feel that that's shit. And it's just like, oh, damn. So, like, how do you even argue with that? Like, they just gave you all your arguing points. It's like that one freestyle that Eminem did in 8 Mile, where he kind of just, like, He calls himself a white boy, this pillow shit, all this stuff. So he's saying all this stuff that the guy in front of him can use to diss him. And he's like, all right, I already dissed myself. And now I'm going to diss you. And then the guy was just silent. He had nothing to say because he had taken all of his ammo. All right. So if there's a gun here that you need to disarm, you need to know how this gun works. You need to know how to disarm it. Okay. But you also have to have a good target. So there's really something here that you guys, again, I feel that you want to move away from, or something that just needs to be moved away from. But you're going to have to see all sides of this. It's going to take for you to understand everything and for you to be able to articulate in yourself. Articulate yourself in a way that other people can understand your side of it too. So really what you guys are going to have to work on is justification as to why, this is something that you don't want in your life, and finding a way out. And then at the end of the day, once you articulate yourself, you say what you had to say, then you keep it moving. But again, I do see you guys getting a lot of control in your life without this, whatever it is, okay? Whether it's a bad job, whether it's like living with your parents or something, you really take control by moving away from it, okay? Very interesting, guys. So I love y'all. I will be back soon with mid-months for you guys. Now, again, High Vibrations 44, my email address, my Instagram. I can't even talk right now. I'm going to take a second after this video. But yeah, High Vibrations 44, my Instagram, if you want to check that out. If you guys need a personal reading, it's highvibrationswithliz.com. But all of this is in the description below. Take care, y'all. I love you.